Welcome back to Mastering Rogue Legacy with Brian. And last time we selected a shinobi who has huge strength but can't land critical strikes and has ADHD. Shinobis move fast anyway, and so this guy moves super fast. We swapped around some equipment so that we have a bunch of runes at this point. We have a double jump as well as a sky rune, which lets us jump as well as hover and move around. We've got vampirism and siphon runes, and we still have the sprint rune. And so we have a lot of things going for us at this point. This character has a magic axe as the spell, but let's go ahead. Not a lot of hit points, but let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we can do. I have a feeling with the movement bonus, assuming I'm not having a particularly bad day, it might turn out pretty well. And there's like a crazy helicopter flying around outside or something. Yikes, okay. Alright, the vampirism, yes, is definitely going to help us, even if we suffer a little bit of damage. And the siphon will allow us to cast some spells. Let's not forget about our spells. And I think this character should be able to survive pretty well in the forest, so let's head generally to the right to try to find the forest. But at the same time, not go too far into the forest if he's struggling at all. We'll back up into the castle, just trying to remember just kind of what level we're at. But yeah, man, this movement is great. So rooms like this are kind of funny, because the guys walk into the spikes, and so you can just kind of wait for that to happen. That'll kind of take a while though, so we'll also just go ahead and kill some off on our own. But I always find these rooms, I feel like it's fair. Like if the spikes can hurt me, it's kind of nice that the spikes can hurt the bad guys as well. But it's still kind of silly to just watch them die right into the spikes. Alright, and I can get that little bit of gold as well. We're getting 12 gold per coin now, because you'll recall that we purchased gold gain up with our previous character. And so that is actually a really big boon. Yikes, don't let that guy hit us. Radiators do a ton of damage. That's a really big boon, because basically it's another kind of 10% of our gold gain. That's just kind of coming each time we get any gold at all. And so that was a good long-term investment. And yeah, we're getting to the point now where we're going to have some fairly good characters who should be able to make it pretty far if Brian doesn't screw up here at the helm. So wish me luck. I always keep my eye out for Rogue Legacy playthroughs on the YouTubes, because I enjoy watching other people play the game as well. And a couple people, I wonder if I'll remember to actually link them in the chat. There's a guy who actually lives around here, I haven't met in person, the Ixalan, who has been playing some Rogue Legacy that I've been watching a little bit of occasionally. And then another guy, Cardboard Decoy, is his name on YouTube, who's been playing some Rogue Legacy. And so, oh my goodness, okay, Halfus and Bareth in the castle, I should be able to do this. I'm pretty sure, so let's give it a try. Because I can deal a ton of damage. So let's weaken one of them, then kill off the other one, which will enrage the first one. But then I can go and hit him. Oh crap. Nice, nice, look at me dodge. Movement speed is key. And hey, the Bloodhelm, great. We got another blueprint. That is valuable. I'm not doing a good job making my way to the forest. The forest is going to have to be up. But I think I'll go ahead and take a peek in this room. It's kind of a big room. I could use some hit points back, and we're in the castle, and this will be an easy room, and so this will be a great place to just kill a few enemies to get some hit points back through vampirism. Okay, I was just checking to make sure that painting was not going to come to life, as paintings often do in this crazy game. Alright, but yeah, we're already back up to, yeah, 74 out of 81 hit points. If there's one or two more enemies in here, great. Great. Okay, we're back up to 81 of 81. I'm gonna go back to my original goal. Heading up to the forest. So we need to go right. Great. So yeah, I've been watching some other folks play this game. It's also striking to me how different folks can play the game. I don't know, I feel like different humans at the controls have different strengths in this game and prefer different sets of characters. And so I'm trying to learn to appreciate all of the different character classes and all of the different traits for what benefits and drawbacks that they have. because I feel like there's a fair amount of depth to this game, even if it sometimes lacks a little bit of balance. There's definitely some characters that are better than others. Alright, this painting's gonna come to life, but I'm one-hit killing everything in the castle, which is super happy. And I have a bunch of different directions I can go. I think the one that is most likely... This painting's gonna come to life too. The one that is most likely to get me to the forest is going downwards and rightwards, so let's go down this exit. Oh boy, that's another big room. Well, I'm at maximum hit points, so let's just go ahead and take it on. Some of the guys in here are 2-hit kills, so let's be wary of that. Painting, go away. I've been doing a lot of Terraria streaming lately, which has been a lot of fun, and I'm learning some more about some of the stuff that they've added in kind of the fishing update. A lot of new potions and different things, and also trying to learn strategy so that I can start possibly doing some Terraria speedruns again, maybe? Alright, this should be the entrance of the forest. Leave the statues behind, we'll be able to get them later. Darn it. Took some silly damage right there at the beginning. Fortunately, thanks to vampirism, I should be able to heal back up. But as a result of spending all the time streaming, it has definitely been the case that I've not been making as many YouTube videos lately. I'm on a little short hiatus in Spelunky, although I think I'll probably get back into that pretty soon. Just after scoring the 1,000,000 in Spelunky, which if you haven't seen, go check out the Spelunky Daily, one of the ones that was spread into 2 parts, where I got the best score ever. Well, the best score ever for me, anyway, and a pretty darn good score for anybody in Spelunky in the Daily Challenge. $1 million is no easy feat. From a particularly good daily that happened, I don't know, a little more than a week ago, probably. Alright, just kind of slowly working my way through here. Trying to pick my spots, darn it. Did not pick that one very well, despite the fact that I took a lot of time preparing for it. And there's still another one of these guys over here, and I just walked right into his... Darn it. Okay, down to 42 hit points. I think the smart thing for Brian to do is to go... Let's take a very quick peek into the room to the right. But we'll probably go back and eat one of our... Actually, I can do this. I can do that. Yeah, and I can just sit here. I can go over here. Yeah. We take these guys out nice and easy, one at a time. And we will not break the barrels, because the barrels... Admittedly, I have a sky rune, and with the shinobi who moves super fast, the sky rune, I can probably fly to the top of this room on my own, unaided, without the barrels to stand on. But for safety, I'm going to try to preserve the barrels to make sure I can get up to the chest at the top. Well, at least preserve some of them. Yeah, alright. There we go. Great. And I also managed to... Hooray, Sky Rune. And here's another thing to notice. With the Sky Rune, it does kind of stack with whatever your movement bonuses are, and so I can fly upwards really fast, or go to the right really fast because I've got so much movement speed. And so Shinobis and Hokages, or ADHD characters, kind of like the Sky Rune just kind of like works the best with them, because it gives you the ability to fly super fast, super far. Whereas other characters might only be able to fly a little bit with the Sky Rune. But I like the Sky Rune in general, even though I don't see a lot of other people use it. It's a little bit difficult to control. But all in all, I feel like it's better than double jumps. Yikes! And you can also use it in no jumping rooms, and perhaps we'll have a chance to see that. Maybe, at some point. Okay, let's see. I do not like that room. So I'm going to skip that room for now and go elsewhere in the jungle. We're staying alive in the jungle pretty well. We've had our moments where we've lost a few hit points and had to kind of dial it back. But I'm feeling pretty good about the jungle with this character right now. Let's see. Minecraft. There was a new update of Minecraft recently, another one of the snapshots, that added bunny rabbits and added some new command blocks, and I spent a bit of time fooling around with the new command blocks, but couldn't come up with anything amazing. And they've been making all kinds of changes to the metadata system recently, There have been a few bugs as a result, and I've been a little bit afraid to keep working on Minecraft Bingo. Alright, we found the boss room. And actually, no, I'd still like to get more health before we try to take on bosses. I might be able to take on some of the bosses yet, but I prefer to kind of be overgeared going into the boss battles, or at least be at the end of my rope. In terms of the character who's not going to be earning any more gold, and this guy still has a lot more gold he could earn in the forest, and probably even the Maya. In fact, after I get into a dead end in the right... Ooh, fairy chest, no fighting. Can I do this? I can probably do... well... I think I can do this. Possibly, especially if I hurry. I'm going to try to hurry. I'm not sure if that's a good strategy or not. Darn it, okay. Oh, I can take damage, I just can't fight. So I can go back in there and try it again, actually, after I heal up. So let's maybe do that. Right, I just can't attack the enemies, but I can take some damage and just get to the top, and with the shinobi with all of its movement speed and the sky rune, I should be able to fly to the top pretty easily. Yeah, I think that might be a good strategy for that room. Yikes. Okay, and let's watch out for the spikes. No PAD on this character. Yikes. Darn it! Oh, man. I don't believe I just did that. That was such a foolish way for this character to die. He could have gone so much farther. Bummer. Trying to go for one coin at a time. Not the smartest thing to do. Alright. We'll take our lumps, we'll move on. We get a Dwarf Barbarian Queen. We get a Miner. Tunnel Vision is not very good. Paladin with OCD, that's a pretty good character. Let's choose this guy. And there's definitely more time ahead. So let's see, I got at least one new rune. Right, and I got some kind of new equipment. Right, I got the Blood Helm. The Paladin does have more hit points. But I've already got 4 vampirism per whatever. That would reduce a whole lot of health. So I don't know that I want to put that on. And what was the rune that I got? Or did I get a new rune? I don't remember if I actually got a new rune. But let's take a look at all the runes that I have available. So we could swap out the dash, but the dash is pretty valuable. We could buy a grace rune, but I don't think I really need it. So I'm going to stick with the runes I have. I'm not going to purchase any equipment, and instead, let's do some upgrades. I could definitely use some health upgrades. Let's take a look. The next gold gain, I'm going to have to gain 5,600 gold. And the next potion up is 4,600. Yeah, I totally should have been able to do that with the Hokage. So let's instead either buy some health ups. I'm going to buy one crit chance up just because I want to see what it unlocks. It only unlocks crit damage up. And then I'm going to purchase Haggle just because I want to unlock more of the castle. Not really because I care about Charon's money. And then let's see. Lich. We're not ready to do Lich yet. Lich, you need a pretty good health pool before Lich is kind of a survivable character at the beginning. We could upgrade the Shinobi into a Hokage. That's definitely worth it. And that will unlock the ability to get armor up as well as down strike up. But then I think let's spend some money getting some health up. And I can only spend money on armor up, it looks like. So we'll spend money on that as well. Alright, and so this guy has a magic dagger, which I kind of like. He's got the shield that he can use to block, and the same set of power-ups, so let's go ahead and head into the castle. He's much slower than our previous character. No ADHD, and no automatic speed bonus as a result of being a shinobi class. So I'll have to keep that in mind. We do still have the dash, so I can use that for kind of like little bursts of speed when necessary. And here in the castle, a paladin still deals a fair amount of damage. So I'm still able to one-hit things in the castle, it would seem. Alright, so our target gold, somewhere in the range of at least 4,700. So let's try to stay alive until then, and not do foolish things like die to spikes in the jungle. Alright, and at this point... yeah, there's always trade-offs, but I think as I explore some of the beginning of the castle, we've seen fighting through the castle with paladins before, and I think the beginning stages of this are going to be pretty routine, so I'm going to make a cut here, and I'll bring you guys back in as interesting things happen. There's a fairy chest room here, defeat all enemies, and this will be a reasonably difficult room, yikes. But I think I might be able to handle it. Ooh, there is a difficult guy over there, but I might be able to shoot him with my magic daggers if I actually aim them correctly. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh boy. Okay. This is more difficult than I thought it was going to be. There we go. That's the guy I want to shoot. Corrupt Lord. Right, because he was firing out all kinds of crazy projectiles. And then I still have more magic, so let's spend it on whatever guys are... Oh, crap! Here in this row and in this row. Alright, and... yeah, I think I should be able to take out the rest of these guys if I'm careful. Yeah, there's only 1 or 2 enemies left. Alright, I did not play that room to the very best of abilities, but we did manage to complete it and get a fairy chest. Curse Rune Cape. Not a rune that I particularly wanted. So I'll make another cut and bring you guys back as I find more interesting stuff. Here is a room with a hidden fairy chest in it. Sometimes this room has a fairy chest and sometimes it doesn't, but you can tell there's a different color thing there, and to the right of me, you can see some sparkles. That's coming from the fairy chest. Skyrune Sword. Alright, nice. We'll be able to either move around our Skyrunes on different pieces of equipment, or even stack them. Right now, with the Skyrune, I get half a second of being able to hover or fly around, but if you get multiple Skyrunes, you can spend more time kind of hovering in the air. Due to the Skyrune ability stacking, and so that could be useful in the future. Here is the boss room. We're going to continue to not fight the boss, but we will be happy to have the teleporter available, the extra healing statues, and all the gold that you find in that room. So that's super terrific. I'm still trying to find my way to the forest. And here's Halfus and Bareth again. And this character, it'll take a little bit more damage to kill, but I'm pretty sure I can still do it. And so it'll probably give me a fair amount of gold. And so let's try to do this. Let's get Halfus worn down until he's almost dead. Then we will switch to Bareth. Yikes. Oh my goodness, I've taken so much damage. I didn't realize how much damage I was taking. And I forgot to block. The Paladin, I have a shield. I could have blocked there, and I didn't do it. Dummy, dummy, dummy. Alright, I've made a couple of crucial errors already in my runs today, and as a result I've gone through 2 characters that should have been pretty good. So let's do... I like a spell sword. ADHD is good. Hokage with Conflux is pretty good as well, but I really like the ADHD. The movement bonus is really pretty useful to me. And sadly... we didn't get a whole lot, and so I think the smart thing for us to do is probably purchase a couple more health ups, maybe? Some more armor would help too, so maybe a health up and an armor up. Let's do definitely a health up. How much does the armor up cost? 640. Let's do 2 health ups, actually. Alright, let's just improve our health pool. We're a spell sword, so recall that we're going to get mana back each time we hit guys with our sword, which means I can cast this magic axe a whole lot. And so I'm going to try to do that. I'll keep you guys with me here for the beginning of the castle, but once again, a spell sword in the castle ought to be relatively routine, and we've seen a little bit of it before. So I'll probably start doing some cuts once again, until we find, yikes, some more interesting bits, and I'm not going to die to these spikes. And I'm going to remember that I'm a spell sword, and I should be using the magic axe more often, and so I'm going to use it some in this room, such as immediately firing right here and hoping to hit one of these Sharites who fly around in predictable but difficult for Brian to keep track of movement patterns. Yikes, okay. And I'm stereo blind, which means as I turn around, I've got this kind of 2D Paper Mario effect. Okay, let's cast some magic axes to try to hit these scouts. There we go. I'll hit you as well. The axe is a nice spell from the point of view of it's one of the few spells that you can attack enemies downward very well. And so as you're moving down, it's often harder to kind of like gain a tactical advantage against a lot of the enemies. But with the axe, you can kind of fire, yikes, downwards at bad guys. That's hard to do with other spells. Oh man, I missed. Alright, so I need to work on aiming the magic axe. It's not one of my favorite spells, and not one that I have a ton of practice with. Is this going to be the forest? It certainly is. Yikes. Can I hit this guy with this? No. Oh man, look at how much damage I've already taken. Alright, let's eat a chicken leg in order to recover some hit points. And let's also try to fight a couple of easy guys in the castle to recover a few more hit points. That is not the easiest guy, but I think I can actually do this, especially with the axe. Gosh, I took another hit. Can't afford to be taking hits. And I've just run out of mana. Darn it. Alright. I don't know if I'm not playing well, or yikes. Or if this game is just harder than I remembered. Yeah, I'm definitely having less success today. So this is an interesting technique that you could do with a spell sword. Run into a room, hit one guy to regain some magic, and then run back out. The enemy's hit points will reset, and so you can do that repeatedly in order to gain all of your magic back. And so that's kind of a useful, somewhat cheaty technique that you can use. So I highly recommend it, because this game is tough, and so cheaty techniques are totally fair game. If they're, I don't know, within the rules of what Rogue Legacy lets you do. That's my opinion anyway. You're allowed to have your own opinions about what is not cheaty gameplay here in this game. But we still desperately need more hit points. Gosh. Alright. Whenever I get panicky, I start firing my spell like mad. Which is usually a pretty good strategy because you don't want to die with magic points that you haven't spent. And the magic points could save your life if you manage to hit the right guys. But yeah, we're just going to try to stick to the castle and try to use vampirism to regain... Okay, fairy chest, no looking. I have a dash, so I can dash sideways in order to get to this fairy chest without actually looking at it. So that's one place where the dash is useful. I think you can also, as you swing your sword, move backwards while the sword is swinging if you're not a flexible character, and so that's the way, even if you didn't have the dash, you'd be able to succeed with that particular fairy chest. No jumping. Okay, here we get a chance to use the Sky Rune, except for I have a double jump. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I think it's not, because I think my double jump is going to kick in first. Yeah. If I didn't have the double jump, as I were falling off, I could immediately trigger the Sky Rune, which doesn't count as a jump, and so it would work, but since I still have the double jump attribute, I wasn't able to get that chest. Let's see. Let's try going downwards from this room. Ooh, I can use my magic in here. Actually, I can hit these guys through the wall. Either of these things will work. Let's hit them through the wall so that we can regain some magic. And hope that we can find some more. Ooh, this could be just the turnaround I need, maybe? Let's pray for assistance. Calypso's Compass. Super useful power-up. I desperately want to stay alive to get it. So we're not going to take a risk and go after that. Let's start following the compass and see where it points. You can see it in the top center of the screen. It will be pointing at a secret room somewhere in the castle. But we want to get to that room because it usually contains some super advanced equipment upgrades. And equipment is the key to victory in this game. Get good equipment, and you win. So I definitely want to succeed with Calypso's Compass here. Okay. Crap. I'm not a good day, apparently. I'm playing at the end of the day where I might be a little bit tired, and I think it's seeping into my gameplay. I'm much better at this game when I wake up and I'm fresh in the morning. Not sure how long I have played, but I think that's going to be the last character we're going to do today. But let's go ahead and do our selecting of our next heir and do some shopping. Ambilivous Spell Sword. Ambilivous basically means that spells get cast in the opposite direction, so if I'm facing to the right, they go to the left. It's kind of hard to play with, I find. A Paladin with Eidetic Memory is a pretty good character. And another Spell Sword. We just played a Spell Sword. Let's switch back to the Paladin. I really need to practice blocking, and Eidetic Memory is a useful characteristic that I don't remember that we've seen in this playthrough. So I'd like to show that off. And with the tiny amount of money that I managed to get, I'm going to buy some more armor up because things are really hurting me. Because can I afford the Blood Helm? I could also switch some equipment, actually. Let's think about this for a moment. How much does the Blood Helm cost? It only costs 500. I would lose a lot of health but get some more vampirism. And how does that compare to the Blood Chestplate? I lose less health, but lose more armor. Whereas this one, but I don't have the weight. Choices, choices. I think I'm just going to buy the armor up. Right now I just need to survive longer. So we'll purchase armor up. And next time we will go forward with this paladin. And we will try to actually remember to block when we're about to take some damage. And hopefully it'll be a better day. I hope as always that you guys are having a great day. And I will see you again soon with more of Mastering Rogue Legacy. Which apparently it's going to take more to master than I expected. See you guys later.